The Detroit Lions host the Washington Commanders in Week 2. Here's my preview prediction. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If this is your first time here, we talk all things about the Detroit Lions, and we make videos almost every day. So consider subscribing to the channel, and if you want these videos in your notification feed, hit the notification bell also. The Detroit Lions are coming off a tough loss against a good opponent, losing by 3 points against the Philadelphia Eagles at home. Week 1 in front of a sold-out crowd. And this time, they're going to host the Washington Commanders. Now, it's night and day between the Eagles and the Washington Commanders. The Eagles are poised to be Super Bowl dark horses, while the Commanders will just be fortunate to get through a season with quarterback Carson Wentz, who is on his third team in just as many years. Now, Carson does have a Super Bowl under his belt, but he didn't even do much in the lead up to the Super Bowl. But being part of the team, he got a ring. And the Detroit Lions look to get their first win of the season in a game that they've been favored to win, and that hasn't happened since 2020. So the injury report will have been finalized by the time this video comes out. And I did hear some things about DeAndre Swift. He actually rolled his ankle in the second quarter of the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. We did go on to see him after that, but maybe that's why we didn't see him as much. We were thinking maybe he should get 20 to 25 carries, but he only got 15, and maybe that's why we didn't see him. We do have Justin Jackson from the practice squad that we can elevate if need be. But according to Dan Campbell and DeAndre Swift, he should be good to go. They said that the ankle is not a concern. So we'll see just how DeAndre Swift does on Sunday. This is the first time I'll do this on this channel. What I like to do is I like to go to ESPN, look at the game predictor, the stats, compare, and then give you my thoughts on who I think is going to win this game. So let's get started. Let's head over to the ESPN Gamecast and check out the stats. Okay, so I have this blown up so you guys can see it better. The matchup predictor from ESPN has the Lions actually 43.5% in the side of losing this game, and the Washington Commanders 55.9%. This tie right here is usually at 0.3%, but it went up to a 0.6. I wonder if that is because of all the ties and overtime games in Week 1. Carson Wentz, he went 27 for 41 for 313 yards with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Jared Goff, 21 for 37, 215 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Antonio Gibson, 14 carries for 58 yards. DeAndre Swift, 15 carries, 144 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, this could be a problem for the Washington Commanders with their running back having the most receptions in Week 1. We saw that last year for the Detroit Lions, 7 receptions, 72 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, is good to see a receiver leading in the reception category. 8 receptions, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown. Again, this injury report will be final by the time this video comes out. Running back Robinson is out. Cameron Curl, safety, is questionable. Wes S. is questionable as well. And Mr. Mathis is on injured reserve. You can see the full injury report in a different website. For the Detroit Lions, offensive tackle Taylor Decker is questionable. Jonah Jackson questionable. Tommy Kramer injured reserve. Amani Oruwariye is questionable. And DeAndre Swift is questionable. Something that I learned last year, when you are on the side of questionable, you are leaning toward playing. If you see doubtful, that means that you're more than likely not going to play. Let's go to points per game. Detroit, 35 points. Washington, 28 points allowed. 38 points for the Detroit Lions and 22 for Washington. Total yards, just a 2-yard difference there. Washington with 398, Detroit with 396. Passing yards, 313 for the Washington Commanders, 215 for the Detroit Lions. Rushing yards, we got him by almost 100 here, 85 for the Washington Commanders, 181 for the Detroit Lions. That is a good stat to see. I like that. But the next one, not so much. Yards allowed, 459 for the Lions, 398 for the Washington Commanders. Pass yards allowed, they break it down, 275 for the Commanders and 243 for the Detroit Lions. Rush yards allowed, the Detroit Lions allowed 216 rushing yards to the Washington Commanders, 123. This was a stat that we had to worry about last year, and this year seems not to be any different. And now the last 5 opponents. This list is actually dating back to last season. And if we go by the last season opponents, the Washington Commanders are on a 2-game winning streak, and the Detroit Lions are 1-1 in their last 2 regular season games, coming off on a 1-game losing streak. Okay, so a few things about this matchup. The Detroit Lions will have to contain the receiving core of the Washington Commanders. Also, we got to stop their running back, Antonio Gibson. The good news is we should be able to get to Carson Wentz. The Philadelphia Eagles had probably the best offensive line in football, along with Jalen Hurts being able to scramble, and that just complicated things all around. Carson Wentz is not Jalen Hurts. He can move a little bit, but not as good as Jalen. Carson Wentz is prone to turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions against a bad team, and the Detroit Lions had no turnovers last week. So hopefully we can get to him, rattle him, and make him do what he does best, which is throw interceptions and turn the ball over. The defensive line for the Washington Commanders, although it does not have Chase Young, is still going to be something that we have to look out for. And our offensive line right now is stitched together. Tommy Kramer on IR. Vitae is on IR as well. We got Frank Ragnow, got the groin and the foot injury. We got Taylor Deckert with, I believe, another finger injury, something like that. And then we just bring a practice squad guard from the Eagles yesterday. When it comes to the Lions defensive backs, we got to keep an eye on their receivers. They also have Logan Thomas, a big tight end, former Detroit Lion, who is coming off injury, but he can still hurt us in the middle of the field. So if the Detroit Lions can get pressure on Carson Wentz, he will be prone to turn the ball over. That will help out the secondary. Jeff Okudah played well. I'm wondering which receiver he's going to be on, if they're going to put him on Terry McLaurin, or where will Amani be as well. So my prediction for this game is that the Detroit Lions do win. We get some turnovers for the first time this season. We get a few sacks as well. Maybe Aiden can get a sack or 2 in his second game. And for me, this win is very important. It could be a 4-way tie in the NFC North at the end of week 2. We got to get this win. Next week, we go on the road to face the Minnesota Vikings, who are playing lights out at this point. Justin Jefferson, he's going to be a hassle. Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, the defense, Zadarius Smith. We got a lot to deal with then. Then we host the Seattle Seahawks, which I kind of blew them off early in the season. And we got to see what they're really made of, because they handled the Denver Broncos. And then we go see our old head coach and Jelani Tavai at Gillette Stadium against the New England Patriots. So it's a variety of ways that this schedule can be, that the Detroit Lions record could be after 5 weeks heading into their bye week. It's a lot of different ways. They can be 0-5, they can be 4-1, they could be 2-3, or 3-2. It all depends. But I think it all starts here with a win over the Washington Commanders. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Got a big weekend coming up. We got the watch party at 12:45, Lions versus Commanders. At about 5 o'clock, 5:15 or so, we will have a live post-game show, and phone lines will be open, and we'll probably be on for about an hour. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about the Detroit Lions. That's the whole point of this post-game show. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions.